Yizzo, greetings. Shout out to Motown. We in the building. Shout out to Dogface. Let's talk about it. DJ Renham, what up, what up, what up? G Booker, long time no see. Check my footwork. He said, uh-oh, Gully is on the case. We gonna bring this all to a close. It's time for us to, he said, peace, you reading that Zoe book. Am I? I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm gonna talk about him a little bit here. I'm glad you interjected that. I should go back and change the title. We're gonna talk about him. I'm inspired. I can't lie to you. I'm very, very inspired. It's a page turner. I went to I got the Kindle book. I downloaded it. I went to it directly to the Haitian Jack portion of it. But that dude is high powered as a motherfucker, yo. He's probably the most powerful black man in Miami and shit. I don't think people took him for that when he came to the internet. I don't think people understood the magnitude of who he was. That nigga high powered as a motherfucker, yo. For real. Jimmy Nichols said it's not looking good for Meech. I read it. I read it too. And I just want to say, I ain't going to say this cat's name, but this is no lie. I put my hand on the Quran, the Torah, the Bible. I swear. This just came back to my recollection. A few days ago, I was in the gym with my man, and I said, damn, it hit me. I said, you know what? You want to know who told me about this shit? A nigga that I grew up with is the original person that told me about this shit with Tammy Cohen. Before I found out about Cuffy, before Blue said something, before anything, a nigga I grew up with came home from the feds at least 12 years ago. I ain't gonna say his name. I'll say his nickname, Poopy, but I won't say his government. And he told me that he was the picture man in a certain federal institution. And he is the original person. He's the first person that told me about Big Meech and Tammy. And he described this relationship. He was like, I was in a visitor room and I seen him with that chick. I'm like, what chick? And he was like, it's this chick that be coming through and she be like brokering deals for niggas and shit. I swear to God, he the first person that ever said it. But it didn't really mean nothing to me at the time. I was Gully TV at the time, but it didn't. The story, what he was telling me didn't mean anything, you know. Sometimes when dudes come home from the federal system, they tend to sensationalize their experience there and shit. But my man is the first person that told me about this shit. Boom. Of course, way back then, without any proof or anything like that, I wouldn't bring nothing like that to the internet. But he is the first person that told me this. So I would like to believe that this shit that's going on out here in the free world, he said, so you had the inside scoops without knowing a long time ago. I did. Yeah, Podgy, he said, young boy from the pound. I swear to God, he the first person that told me. And I said something to my man in the gym. He was like, he told me the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't mean anything. And of course, without any proof, it, you know, getting online saying anything about it, it didn't mean anything to me. Not only that, I've openly told y'all I'll interview a rat. I don't care. You dig? Say, I want to know everything you told them white folks, tell me. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. Shout out to Dogface for keeping this shit going. Hey, yo, I just gotta say something, right? Y'all think, or some people might think that 50 Cent is the driving force behind everything that's going on. It's not. He's not. He just sprinkled a little bit of accelerant to it. The niggas that be pushing the rock is the YouTubers. The YouTubers is the ones that's getting in his ass. I know he like, God damn. I know I know he like, God damn, man, where's all these people coming from? It's like I know he like, man, they got the place surrounded. It's like you hold up. You ever see the movie with Billy the Kid and they be having him trapped in the motherfucking, he be trapped and he be surrounded by all the marshals and shit. That's kind of what Meech is dealing with right now. Um, the YouTube community got the place surrounded. He put out a video the other day that 50 Cent immediately ridiculed, and it was him saying he was obviously reading off a teleprompter. Death before dishonor. I never told, never did all of that. My nigga, you got to doing your thing about 3 years into the bid and shit. You started making your escape about 3 years after y'all was, BMF got picked up around 2005. By 2008, he was trying to get the fuck out of jail. But what triggered this live stream right now is that I've seen it with my own eyes. After the Haitian Jack and the work that I did in DC, Wayne Perry and all of that, I stopped buying documents from Pacer. But other people still buy documents from Pacer. A fellow YouTuber passed me a document, and I was like, ah! It jaw-dropping. So for any of you guys who had Meech high on your list of people that you idol and shit like that, it's over, pimp. It's over. It's over. At this point, he's basically job security. He's basically job security. He said, Big Cap, shit. It's paperwork that says his name. And that's what is puzzling to everybody, is how is your name all throughout this document and you're not in trouble with this guy? It says in the document what you did. It says in the document exactly what you did. You brokered a deal with Tammy as your legs, and the target was a guy named Suarez and shit. Your name is in the document. It don't say CSI. It don't say confidential informant. It says Flannery. It says Flannery. He said, I was waiting on your input. It's me, right? My platform, hip hop, sports, and fashion. But I'll get off into a little bit of this shit if it's lucrative to me. I'm gonna be frank with you. It's money on the flow. And in order for me to continue my campaign, I would need some type of fuel. Somebody passed me some documents, and I was like, oh my God. I don't even know why he's still online trying to proclaim his innocence. Meech, Alpo got online and said, I told on these niggas, and I don't care. I did Poe. I had to do what's right for Poe. And believe it or not, people accepted him for that. People accepted that from him. He had a big fan base. Whenever he got online on his motorcycle with the Fendi gloves and shit like that, niggas was tuning in. You know what I'm saying? But for you to continue to, he said, so he told Gully, for you to continue to try to wear the crown is just ridiculous. And something that I'm noticing, because I'm getting a couple phone calls, little text messages from guys who that we would consider legendary drug kingpins, drug lords. Some of these guys are on the cover of this book here. I'm getting phone calls, right? And they saying, that's what the fuck he get. This is what they saying. They saying that's what the fuck he get, because you know what? He broke every code associated with it is that we do, what we do. He thought it was a joke. He thought it was a popularity contest. selling kilograms ain't a popularity contest. It's supposed to be clandestine. It's supposed to be a goddamn secret and shit. You dig? He violated every code imaginable when it comes to that type of lifestyle. He got on Smack DVD and he said, I'm a good leader. And they follow me and shit. You dig? He said a bunch of shit that's just totally detrimental to the entire organization. And it says a lot about the niggas that was following him. It says a lot about the niggas that was following him. Don't you know that this shit's supposed to be a secret? It was supposed to be a secret. Everything that you're doing, criminal lifestyle, it's supposed to be a secret. Billboards. I've never in a million years, and I don't think anybody here has ever seen a drug kingpin or the leader of an organization get on camera and said, I'm the leader. That's never happened, ever. That's never happened, ever. You dig what I'm saying? So it's almost like, well, the guys that I've spoken to, they almost like laughing at him. It was like, he was a silly ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a silly ass nigga. And I'm sticking to what I said about the Mason-Dixon line. He was able to go down to Georgia and, you know, do what it was that he did. Not saying that them niggas in Georgia are suckers and nothing like that, but he wouldn't have did that shit about the Mason-Dixon line. Like, for instance, he left Detroit. He wouldn't have tried that shit in Detroit. The shit that he was doing, he wouldn't have been doing that shit in Detroit. Because we know that you got niggas that was running around in Detroit like the Best Friends and Clifford Jones, and it's niggas that the body snatchers exist up north and shit. I don't know what was going on in the South, but he was, I guess, comfortable in that regard, telling everybody, I'm the nigga, we got it, come get served. But I read the paperwork for myself, and I don't even understand why he continues to try to say he did anything. Only reason why he's saying that he didn't do anything is because he didn't overtly benefit the Cowens lady. She had sex with one of the federal agents, and that blew his deal. Other than that, aside from that, he would have got out around 2017 due to the work done by Tammy Cowan. He would have got out in 2017. And if you look back on social media around 2017, 2018, they were saying that he was getting out. It just didn't happen. She blew the deal, shit. But it's over. I see a lot of people just that don't want to accept it, like y'all related to him or something like that. I've said this before. My niggas ain't the only ones that told us shit. You know what I'm saying? When they get to talking them 30s and 40 years and shit like that, niggas don't be eating them type of cases. Niggas don't be eating those types of sentences. They don't. They really don't. This is the truth. It goes against it goes against nature that someone would just say, yo, let me eat 40 and shit. And they already 30 or 40 years old. Don't you know after a while, nigga, dick stop getting hard and shit like that? Niggas be thinking about that type shit. Man, if I get this 30 years, I done already had my last pussy. The day that they arrested me, that was the last time I was gonna bust. That was the last time my gun was gonna go off. Niggas be trying to get the fuck out of jail, and he was no different. He's never been in any trouble. So he did what he did, and he got busted. The thing that he did, third-party cooperation, is actually something that goes on the regular. He just got caught. There's some niggas just out here on the streets that executed that shit, that got free, and don't nobody know about it. But he was just too high profile for people not to question his incarceration. And not only that, it was hard to find him in the system during the time that he was doing his bid. During the time that he was doing his bid, it was hard to find him. Like, you couldn't go on to the inmate locator and find out what institution he was in and shit like that. That made no sense. And I don't think he was ever in a USP. That's very rare that a person that has that type of time don't go to a USP and shit. Like it didn't a lot of shit. He got a lot of special treatment that blew all sorts of bells and whistles and just blew up the spot. So again, he never touched a USP. He never touched a USP. He was never at Pollock. He was never at Atlanta or shit like that. He didn't. It didn't make sense. Anyway, that's that. The paperwork. It don't even move me to post that shit on my Instagram or anything. Y'all can catch. It's other niggas that's jumping up and down on his body with this shit. It's niggas that's jumping up and down on Demetrius Flannery's body with these revelations. I don't know why, but to me, it's just another dimension of as far as the dark side of the drug game. Jails, institutions, and death. Those three elements are present, always been, always will be. Now let's talk about this Kendrick Lamar shit again. I'm tired of you niggas in my goddamn comments on Instagram acting like Kendrick Lamar y'all need to fucking chill. Cause I got a chance to speak to some of my contemporaries. You know, we in the gym, we lifting weights. And they like, man, why they acting like this nigga goddamn revolutionary? It ain't like he was out there with the S1Ws. Y'all, why do we have to decipher the message and shit like that? Why do we have to decipher the message? Why is it always, what is all of this symbolism and shit like that? Like, Public Enemy said, here it is. Bam. And they had S1Ws with machine guns and they was marching and shit. You knew what time it was. Why do we have to have a fine-tooth comb, a copy of the ISIS papers, had read the Beyond a Pale White Horse? Why do we have to do all of this shit to understand what the fuck happened? Man, that nigga ain't do no goddamn activism. That was a weak-ass motherfucking show. Half the motherfucking world didn't even know what the fuck he was rapping about. We didn't know them goddamn songs. In order for us to enjoy the goddamn halftime show, we got to at least know the goddamn songs. We didn't know them motherfucking songs. All y'all knew was turn the TV off, turn the TV off. That's all y'all knew. That's all y'all fucking knew, man. Y'all talk about some, it went over y'all head. It went over everybody goddamn head. You know why? Because don't nobody know his music all like that, man. Niggas got down with the, what's the song that he was supposed to sing? You're Not Like Us. That's all y'all know about him. That's all y'all know. I had this nigga on my live stream on Instagram. I said, I'm giving you the floor. Go ahead and explain to us what went over our head. Man, this nigga said all kind of space shit, man. This nigga, you know what they were saying in my comments? Get the fuck out of here, Sharif. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit. Yo, New Orleans in the building. And I'm sticking to what I said. You dig? I'm no Lil Wayne fan. But Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys would have got off, man. Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys would have got off. If y'all think niggas was puzzled, about what the fuck happened, I was in the gym and I'm listening to white folks talk about that shit. They said, man, we didn't know what the fuck. We don't listen to rap music. They was like, they don't listen to rap music. They didn't even know who the nigga was. And they didn't even understand why he was there. Whatever the case, he performed, but the bell-bottom jeans, y'all trying to make all this shit hip-hop. The bell-bottom jeans he had on, y'all talking about the chain meant something, and all of this crazy space shit that y'all created means nothing. We don't want it like that. We don't want it like that. We don't want it like that. And I'm sticking to what I said. That wasn't a representation of hip hop music. It wasn't. It wasn't. That was not. No. That was not. That was that. No. 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 We was about as confused. Yeah, a bunch of fucking space shit. He said, yeah, the bell-bottom jeans made me turn this shit off. It was a Broadway show. Why everybody act like he was up there sending a message to Black America? That wasn't no goddamn message to Black America. Public Enemy's albums was called Fear of a Black Planet. That's a message to Black America and shit. You dig? That I don't know what the fuck y'all can create all of the fucking theories, hypotheses y'all fucking want. That shit was bullshit, yo. That shit was whack sauce. I was in front of the TV like, I'm trying to vibe with him, man. I'm waiting for the... Man, you doing too much, my nigga. You doing too much, man. They should have let D1 rap. They should have let D1 rock. They should have let D1 rock. They should have gave it to one of them New Orleans niggas, man. Straight up. So, Mr. T said only LA niggas like that. Turn your TV off. Turn your TV off. Turn your TV off. Turn your TV off. He said it was all right. It was the first hip hop act to do it, so show love. Didn't Dr. Dre and them niggas perform at the Super Bowl? Wasn't Dr. Dre at the Super Bowl before? A lot of... He said, yeah, last year. Right? Yeah, with 50 and Snoop. When trying to keep it real goes wrong. Oh, man. Shh. They said, yep, and they shit was dope. It didn't pan out, everybody. Y'all can stop badgering me in my comments on Instagram because I said it wasn't hip hop to me. It wasn't. It wasn't. Y'all trying to make him out to be a hip hop revolutionary. He got big fucking shoes to fill. He got big shoes to fill. He do. He has huge shoes to fill. If that crip walking and whatever bell-bottom jeans and shit like that, if that was his contribution, it didn't fill our cups. I know a lot of y'all like him, and I don't care what nobody say. He's a popular underground artist. He's a popular underground artist. And he might have became more popular due to his beef with Drake. But he's a popular underground artist. Case in point, that album that he put out this past summer, don't nobody know them people that was on that album. There was a bunch of niggas from the underground in LA that he put on his project and shit. Didn't nobody know them. Didn't nobody know them niggas. That's underground. That's underground. Straight like that. He is not better than Drake. He should have did some of the other songs that he had, the Pimp a Butterfly, and it's a couple of other joints that was a little bit more popular. If you had they said 32 million people was watching it. Some old absurd number tuned in. People tuned in to see what was going to go down and shit. It came with a lot of publicity. Lil Wayne was damn near in tears because they didn't let him do it. It just didn't go the way that people anticipated. And that wasn't... Y'all trying to make it into a revolutionary thing, man. I had this nigga on my live stream. This nigga was talking about Donald Trump. This nigga was talking about the rainbows. I can't say. Y'all know who the rainbows is. He was saying all of this shit, man. I'm like... So we were supposed to watch this fucking performance and extract everything that you just said to me. And I'm like, I didn't get it. Pumpsy Green said underground is hip hop, dummy. Suck a dick, your mama's a dummy, and I'm kicking you out my chat, jackass. We don't know that shit. We don't know that shit. If he's a representation of the underground and they took him to the Super Bowl to perform for the whole world, they did a disservice to the fucking world, idiot. He trolled Drake on the biggest possible stage. That is one of the coldest things in hip-hop history. Man, didn't I tell y'all that shit was a nerd battle? I told y'all that shit was a nerd battle, man. I was on here with Zip with the Drip. I said it flat out. It's a goddamn nerd battle, man. You don't have to continue to... Man, he didn't whoop this nigga into pressing charges. This nigga didn't file a fucking a lawsuit. That's indication of a nerd battle. That's nerd shit. There's no reason for you to keep going on and on with the nigga that you battling and winning press charges, man. That ain't no shit that we used to. That's not no shit that we used to. So why keep going on with? Do y'all think that we was tuning in? We just wanted to see the niggas had a whole stadium saying they not like us, but it's a fucking nerd battle, man. This is not the Locks. This ain't Hove and Nas and shit like that, man. It's a fucking nerd battle. Y'all have to agree with me that this is some different shit. This is some different shit. The fuck? Goddamn nerd battle. He dissed Drake. The fuck is you dissing a nigga that went and filed a lawsuit on you for? Man, he done tapped out already, man. We on to the next, man. We don't want no more. That's enough. Don't you promote underground artists all the time? Yes, and they fire. People could sing along to them. They selling merchandise all over the world. They got a cult following. They got albums. Yes, I do. Didn't nobody know what the fuck that nigga was rapping about? The fuck? He got in that position off the back of one song. They Not Like Us. They Not Like Us is damn near like High Hater by Mano. It is. It got a catchy fucking hook. But you can't remember a lot of what the fuck he was talking about in the song. I know I can't. Do he got any quotables on that song? He called him a pedophile. Is there anything else attached to that song that's memorable? They forced Kendrick on us. A minor. Yo, that's what y'all wanted to hear him say. Yo, that's it, man. That's it. He got 22 Grammys. Man, we don't give a fuck about no Grammys. The hot niggas don't be winning no goddamn Grammys. We don't care about that shit. Nobody cares about the fucking Grammy Awards and shit. Nobody cares about that shit. Nobody cares about no fucking Pulitzer Prizes. Other people value that shit. You can't bring back the Source Awards. Y'all want us to get excited? Bring back the Source Awards. We might get excited. Bring back some shit that we into. We don't care about no goddamn Grammys and shit like that. Nobody cares about that shit. The nerd of the year. The nerd of this award is presented to the nerd of the year. Stand up. The fuck? This shit been fucked up since day one, man. J. Cole did a diss track, nigga turn around and apologize. This had all of the characteristics of some shit that we not used to. Nobody start no battle rap and then turn around and apologize and say, no, I'm taking it back. This shit was cursed to begin. I told y'all, I got on here, I admitted to y'all. I said, I gotta tell y'all the truth. I got on here and pretended like I was interested in this shit. I did it for the algorithm. I told y'all that. I said, y'all want to know the truth? This is a goddamn nerd battle. Fucking nerd battle, man. Don't nobody care about that shit, man. They don't. Don't nobody care about that shit. Gully, a lot of these new rappers don't even freestyle. It's weird. We seen Drake try to freestyle. That nigga damn near passed out in the booth. Sheesh. Nerd battle. Kendrick Lamar's high-level thinking. As a people, we need to be paying attention to the real performance. Man, get the fuck out of here, yo. Nobody want to hear this shit, man. Crip walking ain't got nothing to do with high-level thinking. Remove the crip walking shit up out of the motherfucking scenario. You don't gotta be no intelligent motherfucker to crip walk. Last I calculated, that don't require no great aptitude. You can't associate him with being one of the most prolific thinkers in the world, and he's promoting crip walking and shit like that. You gotta pick a hustle, man. The fuck? Back then, rap, hip-hop was talking about society problems. Nowadays, they just speak about money and personal beef. That's why rappers only have mindless teens at lives. You kind of fucked that up, pimp. Drake took the worst loss in rap history. The nigga pressed charges. Yeah, hold the L. He got the L. But I said this before. Kendrick Lamar don't make better music than Drake. Kendrick Lamar don't make better music than Drake. He don't. Ain't nobody saying pop that Kendrick in. Ain't nobody saying that. Maybe a bunch of backpackers and shit, niggas smoking weed and Fonto leaves and shit like that. They probably saying pop it in, but... And whenever I get on here and speak my truth, y'all act like I'm dissing him. I'm not dissing him for Drake. Drake just got better music, man. He do. He said, I don't agree. You probably don't get no pussy and shit. You probably don't get no pussy all like that, man. I've been to LL, Rock the Bells. If K-Dot was on the bill, he would have been the wackest there. Nigga just tried to, all that slick shit Drake been talking. Let's just admit something too. Like when 50 Cent, Nas, and Hov was no longer high profile as musicians, there were some artists that carried us. Rick Ross, Future, the Migos, and Drake. For about 10 years. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? Ain't that the truth? That's the truth, right? My man said Drake concerts have women by the herd. Ain't no fine women at the Kendrick Lamar concert. Bitches with dreadlocks and earrings in their nose and shit like that. Musty. Drake always just been good. Yes. Yes. I can't see Drake coming back from this. Drake saved hip-hop. He made the Young Money thing interesting. He did. And he was somebody that you wanted featured on your project. If somebody was coming with a project that meant anything, a song with Drake was like the icing on the cake. What we not gonna do is get in here and lie and exaggerate. Don't do that. Hell yeah, them bullnose rings and shit. Bunch of Tracy Chapmans. Hell yeah. Bitches that don't be using no deodorant and shit. Yo, subscribe to the channel. Drake had a crazy run. Drake has undeniable hits. Why is people in here trying to act like this nigga don't got bangers? Got bangers. Subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure that y'all hit the notification bell. Hit the top notification bell. Kendrick fans think the earth is flat. He said they got amnesia. I agree. I agree. I don't know why y'all trying to act like Drake don't got good music. He got real good music. He got hits. Bangers. Drake is recycling others' lyrics. Let's talk about that for a minute. I'm hearing a lot of that. I think that's some new shit that's going on. If you my age, a song could come on and you'll be singing along to it because you think it's DeBarge, or you think it's Shaka Khan, and it don't be nothing more than one of these young motherfuckers fucking somebody's song up. Y'all need to make some original joints, man. Like, y'all be having us confused like a motherfucker, man. Like, you could literally get on the radio and say, that's such and such song. That's such and such. He says sampling 101. Sample, when somebody say sample, I was thinking it's just a sample, just a little bit. Man, they taking motherfuckers' whole fucking choruses and shit like that, melodies, and y'all act like we ain't lived through this shit, man. Like, we not impressed, man. Y'all need to stop doing that shit. Y'all need to come up with something original, man. Come up with something original. That's why y'all don't be having no staying power. You're not gonna exist for a long time, man, remaking motherfucker songs and shit. A beat sample is cool. Yeah, they sampling motherfuckers' whole choruses and shit. It's called paying homage. Fucking somebody's song up is not paying homage. Who got the fucking song right now that they use El DeBarge shit? Who just did that? It's kind of popular right now. I think it's who just did that El DeBarge shit? He said paying homage, jacking. It's called stealing. They paying too much homage. Y'all hating on Kendrick. We not. We not. He said, what about Kanye? Kanye got to bust a move, man. Coming to the Grammy Awards with your broad naked and shit like that, trying to extend your, your moment. That shit ain't gonna work. He'll be done too. We've seen motherfuckers, if you're not producing, if you're not coming with it, if you're not bringing that shit, you ain't gonna be around. Straight like that. They act like hip-hop was built on samples, though. I disagree with you. Hip-hop was built on originality. Yes, there's some people that use samples. Yes, people use break beats from James Brown and shit, but it was a minor part of the song and shit. That's not what's going on today. For real. They ain't got no originality to them. These rappers boring. That's why they gotta sample old shit. Kanye had more than 15 minutes, but that don't mean that his time won't run out too. Kendrick paid Biggie homage on TV off the beat switch. I'm glad that we were able to have a discussion on this because all of these theories about Kendrick being Malcolm X, Kendrick being Noble Drew Ali, Kendrick the second coming of Nelson Mandela, y'all need to stop that shit, man. Stop it. It's just not, he's not Chuck D. He's not. Those weren't the S1Ws out there, man. There was a bunch of motherfuckers dancing, looked like a Michael Jackson video and shit. Straight up. Kendrick is an Israelite. Them dudes ain't push no line for real. He a Hebrew Israelite. Is that right? Who you think a better lyricist, Kendrick or Black Thought? Black Thought, you kidding me? The paperwork party, there's no need for it. If you want it, follow Dogface from Detroit. That's who got it. I got a copy of it. I ain't gonna waste no time posting that shit on my IG or nothing like that. 50 Cent is slow cooking Demetrius Flannery. He's slow cooking him. It's only a matter of time before the chick all the way say exactly what she did for him. Seemed like she in that position where she's probably being compensated. I mean, she already booked Terry White and it's public information and shit, so she's already known as, you know, working for the people and shit. So I don't think she care about revealing what the fuck she was doing, especially if she's compensated for it. She was compensated for the Terry White thing. Yeah. How you think the concert gonna go? Fans of hip-hop music, fans of them guys who perform and whose name is on that concert, they might go. Some of those guys might show up and perform, but they won't be keeping it real with themselves and shit. Like, I covered that Icewear Vezo's album release party one time, right? And Meech, it's on his channel. Meech called from the federal system, was talking to him. So I'm thinking Vez got a great relationship with him. I think they might have was calling him Unc and shit like that. He might show up out of, you know, his personal relationship, allegiance to him, whatever. I've seen it go as far as people from Detroit saying he ain't even from Detroit. He's from Ecorse. He's from Ecorse, Michigan, or some shit like that. Like it's gotten that far. It has. Do you think Little Meech is innocent? He looked at 50 like a father. His dad came and fucked the situation up. Let's call it what it is and shit. I work with this man. I got a great relationship with this man. This man took me from being a regular kid. I was nothing but a kid whose father was in the penitentiary, a fatherless child. That's what I was. He moved me to LA. He put me through acting school. He invested in me, and he made me a star. And you came home and you offended the man. So just call it what it is and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just call it what it is. That's the end of story. You came home and you fucked up my situation with this dude. He has a history of being no nonsense. He don't play. Everybody know he don't play. And now he don't fuck with me because of some shit that you did. That's just what it is. Big Meech is just so groupied out that he couldn't tell Ross to chill and wait. We'll link later. He probably could have did that. He probably could have did that. He just, like you said, man, he might be a groupie of some type, man. He like being around rappers and shit. He like the spotlight. He's not the type of drug kingpin that we know drug kingpins to be. Like, they try to be low-key, out of the spotlight and shit like that. I don't think Craig Pedersen, them niggas was, like, doing billboards. And J-Rock, that other dude, J-Rock, from Sin City, I don't think they was doing billboards. They wasn't on Smack DVD saying I'm the leader. He was just doing too much. I don't think nobody's ever told him, you was doing too much. You was doing too much, my nigga. Like, for real. It was a federal agent that said that he had to drive to work in Atlanta, and he would ride past that billboard. And he said he was offended like a motherfucker. He said he couldn't believe this dude got balls. This dude got balls. Like, what the fuck do he think this is? There you go. The billboards is crazy. Do you think Little Meech can still have an acting career? Or is he stuck in that BMF role? Hey, he can get on the Tubi circuit and start working like Gravy. After Gravy used to be a rapper. I don't know if a lot of y'all know this. He was a good rapper too. He had good music. He did that movie as the Notorious Big. I don't think he ever appeared in a big budget film again, but he said, fuck it, I'm about to max out on the Chitlin circuit, Tubi, and, you know, the underground movie world. That's probably what Little Meech can do. Yeah. He said he the Tubi king. Gravy got 1,000 street movies. I tell you what I'd do. If I was Little Meech, I'd go over there to England and find that nigga who played Lamar. Tell Lamar, yo, we need to go start our own show, man. Cause that was the draw. His beefs with Lamar. He better go find Lamar. Tell Lamar we gonna write a script and bring you back from the dead. Or I think Lamar starts smoking dope. We gonna put you in rehab and bring you back. And get off and get to running with Lamar. Other than that, he's cooked, man. The series is cooked. On to the next, man. His dad blew it for him. That's just the truth. He did. I'm waiting on someone to address 50's works with this chick Tammy, knowing she a federal agent. This is what the point that you're missing. 50 ain't in no trouble. 50 ain't in no trouble. 50's not a convicted drug kingpin. So his dealings with her ain't gonna get a time cut for him or nothing like that. He's not a criminal and shit. So you can't switch it around and say, well, 50 fucking with her. You can't do that. 50 didn't put a motherfucker in jail. It's a man in St. Louis saying that Meech helped book him. That's the difference. You got it? Nah, I never met 50 Cent. Devon Flower says, you too old to be this chatty. Eat a dick. Oh, man, you zapped him before I told him to eat a dick. Nigga, eat a dick. Don't get mad that we taking this nigga. He made it rain on the strippers. He made it rain on the strippers. He made it rain on the strippers. Sprinkle some on the YouTube. Sprinkle some on the YouTube community. We gonna take it by force. That's actually what's happening. And I know you don't like it. When you see niggas like me, Dogface, Zip, when you see us get online, we're strong-arming the algorithm. We are. I know you don't like it. We don't give a fuck. We don't. At this point, we'll just make up some shit to talk about and put his thumbnail up. Just let me go Google search an old picture of Meech and put this shit up and just talk. Everybody don't got it like that. And I know you don't like it. It's not me that you should say is doing the chatty pat. It's Demetrius Flannery. It's Demetrius Flannery. When he got on that video with Rick Ross and said, yo, come on to the concert and shit like that, you should have been telling him, man, shut up. You doing too much. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. I know you don't like it. Malcolm Gardner, thank you. And to further aggravate you, I'm going to sing you a song. You ready? Oh, these carrots are divine. You get a dozen for a dime. It's magic. I know you don't like that. I know you don't like that. You know why you don't like it? Because you're disappointed that your hero is a snitch. You disappointed that your hero is a snitch. It's a lot of y'all come out of fatherless homes, so you look at niggas in the streets as father figures. You thought Meech was your daddy. You did. You thought he was your daddy. And all he was a nigga who got himself in fucking trouble and couldn't do no goddamn time. By his third year in incarceration, he was planning his escape by all costs. By all costs. Mm-hmm. And I know you don't like that. When you see niggas in the comments making all these scenarios for me, like this guy who just said, well, 50 doing this and this and that. These are all fatherless young men who mad that they daddy is the goddamn cops. Yep. And guess what? There's paperwork, and it don't say confidential informant. It says Flannery. It says Flannery. And you know who else the cops? His brother's the goddamn cops too. His brother, who allegedly got out for COVID, they don't let convicted drug lords out for fucking COVID. Your ass will die in the penitentiary. He got out 5 years before his brother. Both them niggas is finks. Both them niggas is finks. They're finks. They're stoolies. Yeah. Go on and make you a podcast like Sammy the Bull, man. Go on and make you a podcast like Sammy the Bull. Sammy got on and said, fuck it. Meech can do the same thing. But all of that real nigga shit, all that realest nigga alive, death before dishonor, all that space shit, he broke them laws on year 3. He didn't even do a nickel. He didn't do a nickel. It's hard to do that motherfucking time with all that goddamn money. Could you imagine the types of bitches he was fucking out of Magic City? Can you imagine the types of bitches he was fucking out of Magic City? He was going to Magic City making it rain. Bitches had money up to their kneecaps in that motherfucker. Could you imagine the types of bitches he was fucking in there? That nigga was trying to get the fuck back to them hoes. That nigga was trying, he wasn't no young nigga. That nigga was old. Fucking bitches 21 and shit. And that nigga was trying to get back to the streets. Rick Ross didn't even do this for the man whose name he stole. That nigga was trying to get back to the streets, yo. Yeah. For real. We seen niggas pull some stunts and shit. He's no different. He's no different. They all should come out with a podcast. Gangsta Williams, Brian Gibbs, Sammy the Bull, and Meech. He said, that nigga didn't tell what type of snitch does 20 years. Alpo did 25. Rayful Edmond did 30. What's your point? What's your point? He said, Bimmy. That's the first time I heard Bimmy name in a minute. I know Bimmy glad all this shit going on right now. Bimmy like, God damn, I'm glad this nigga got booked. Get these motherfuckers up off my case. Hey, yo, man. Shh. Do the right thing, yo. You remember Ossie Davis's message to Mookie in the movie Do the Right Thing? He said, Mookie, do the right thing. That's what I'm sharing with y'all. Do the right thing. There ain't really you can't cut no corners and shit like that. You can't. He said, what's the point of telling and doing 30 years? I don't know, man. You gotta ask these niggas. He might not be the most intelligent motherfucker. A lot of people say he might be slow and shit. You know, it be niggas that be drug kingpins that can't read and write and shit like that. Be slow as a motherfucker. They just know how to put them grams on the triple beam and shit. You know, they know how to use, motherfuckers show them how to use a digital scale, and they off and running. But some of these niggas be dumb as a brick. He did get a fucking billboard. That might be the indication that he might have been a little slow and shit like that. For real. For real. People probably need to look into his educational background, see how far he went in school and shit. He could have been one of them niggas start selling rocks in the 8th grade or some shit like that. He don't know much. I witnessed damn near my whole town get out the feds from COVID relief, but they weren't sentenced. But one was sentenced and had to do the rest of his time on that. But they let one of the biggest drug dealers in American history, they let him out early. But your homeboy had to do all his time. All of this shit that I'm saying, it don't mean anything. You know why? Because they got paperwork with his name, Flannery, brokered a deal between Tammy Cohen's and a Mexican named Suarez. He better get low. He better get low, man. Like, they might want to see him about that shit, man. I know Suarez probably got some family somewhere and shit. And one of them agents said that a lot of their targets was gonna be Mexicans and shit like that. That was said out of somebody's mouth, that we gonna book us some Mexicans. Yeah, probably need to get low. Straight up. He said Meech hoping that Trump keep deporting niggas. Yeah. Gully, that's why Jeezy shook their ass. He said it. He seen the writing on the wall. 50 Cent said that's why he didn't fuck with him. 50 Cent said, when I got an understanding of who they was and what they was on, he said, I got away from them niggas. He said, I'd have fucked around and probably bought something. So I knew they was going to jail. So I had to get the fuck away from them niggas. J-Bo been silent on it. You know why J-Bo was silent? Because his city is on Cuffy's side. And they all over the internet. They're all over the internet. They raising hell too. Them St. Louis they're very vocal right now. You know what I'm saying? That Cuffy, that's one of theirs. That's one of their people and shit. They're very, very vocal about this shit. And J-Bo got the lid there, or he's from there. And they done already said that they had him in the trunk of a car riding around with him. So he know not to be ruffling no feathers and shit. He probably just gonna just keep quiet, because he probably end up back in that trunk. Cuffy a big dog in his state. Oh, he did get in trouble again. J-Bo got in trouble again. That's right. He might be booked. They said he locked up. God damn. Sold all that goddamn dope. I know them niggas be thinking about all them nights they made it rain in them clubs and shit. Man, why the fuck was we doing that shit? We got all the goddamn money, man, and we just was throwing it in the goddamn air. That was some of the dumbest shit in the world. Now we got to hustle again. J-Bo came back out and had to get another pack. I know he was thinking about that. Like, that was some dumb shit, man. Damn. He said, yeah, he booked for PPP. Sold all them goddamn bricks and had to get out and do a PPP scam. Sold all that goddamn dope and got out and became a scammer. This is crazy, man. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned Blue, and I'm going to touch on that real quick before I get up out of here. If Meech had never told niggas that Blue was the police, I believe Blue, this is my personal opinion, I believe Blue had never really been in trouble or like that and didn't understand what was going on. And he said that as far as the debriefing, or what y'all call it, a debriefing, a proffer session, he said he didn't have any. He said, I cooperated with them. I told them I don't know anything. I don't have anything that I could tell y'all. My lawyer said to them, my client is willing to cooperate, but he doesn't have anything that he could tell y'all. Jay Diggs said on this platform that he was on the phone with Blue, and Meech called, and Meech was on the other line, and Meech told Jay Diggs that Blue was the police. And then at a later date, they said that it was a guy named Ralphie that told where that money was, and it wasn't Blue, but Blue was like, man, you done already fucked my name up. I believe had Meech not violated Blue Da Vinci. I don't think Blue Da Vinci would have ever said anything damaging to Big Meech. I think Blue Da Vinci loved that nigga. I think Blue Da Vinci held Big Meech in a very, very high regard. And even if he knew something about Big Meech as far as telling, he probably never would have said anything publicly. It probably would have been, yeah, that's my man, he fucked up, da da da. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just not gonna say anything. You dig? He said, yeah, Meech is like his father. Blue was Meech's Tony Yayo. So they owe Blue an apology. I interviewed Blue. He struck me as being very loyal to the BMF organization, and he was definitely one of the faces of it. But he didn't get picked up with them niggas. He didn't. He didn't get picked up till a couple of years later, I believe. And he said the reason why I got picked up is because when them niggas got picked up, they was telling on me. That's how they ended up coming to get me. But at some point, Big Meech twisted Blue's name up or misrepresented Blue and offended Blue in a manner that Blue said, oh, you fucking with my name like this, nigga, after I was loyal to you? Now I'm gonna tell everything. That's what I believe happened with Blue Da Vinci. Straight up. Blue seemed hurt and betrayed. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. He felt, I interviewed him, and I've watched his interviews on other platforms, and he did, the way that he speak about it, feels like he felt that he got crossed and betrayed by Demetrius Flannery. Straight up. He said that niggas was down in Blue. Blue came home in 2013. He didn't tell about Meech talking until later. My point. That's the point I'm trying to make right there. He came home and he didn't even say anything. And he said on interviews that a lot of this shit started transpiring around 2008. He seemed remorseful exposing Meech. I heard Tammy was Blue's girl. Yeah. Blue brought Tammy around. He didn't bring her around. He said she was never around BMF. He said she was an older bitch that he was fucking. He'd be out in the streets doing his BMF thing, fucking with the young bitches and shit like that. And at the end of the night, when he went off to his condo or wherever he was staying, he would call his bitch. He said, this bitch is buying me motorcycles and all of that type of shit. Hustlers, niggas that's a hustler, if you led a hustler lifestyle, you know what it's like when you run into you a money bag and shit. Y'all might call them cougars and shit like that. We call them money bags and shit. They be bearing gifts, but you don't really sport the bitch all like that. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas that fuck with you know, yeah, he fucking this bitch over here and shit, but she ain't like on Front Street or nothing like that. Meech chose to develop a relationship with her. There you go. Joe Mule, so you breaking down the paperwork. So what's the flavor that they savor? I seen the paperwork with my own eyes and it named him. It said Flannery brokered a deal between Tammy Cohen, he led Tammy Cohen to broker a deal between a guy named Suarez and Dion Gatlin, known as Cuffy. On the Smack DVD, the first thing Meech said was, we don't mess with each other's girl, and he violated that. Meech just a more silly version of Alpo. Alpo just flyer. My cousin had one of them buy him a Benz. The old ladies be geeking for them D-boys. Yeah. That's my time, man. I had to come here and build with y'all and just let y'all know this whole Big Meech thing. it's coming to an end as far as Gully TV is concerned. They don't do anything for my platform or reputation to continue to talk about it. He ain't did nothing that the last 30 niggas done did. He just got caught. And a lot of the reasons that niggas continue to talk about it is the shit that y'all be saying in these comments. Y'all don't want to believe it. I'm telling you it's real, believe it. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the bell so you get the notifications for the next time that I'm on live. You can follow me on Instagram at IamGullyTV_. Instagram at IamGullyTV_. Go to my website, get the PA knit. I got all types of them over there, man. 160 styles, paknit.com, or you can go to therealdribble.com. That's my personal haberdashery. I got the hard copy CDs, PILLMATIC 2. It's classic. It's a double disc. Make sure you get that. I got the autographed copy joints. Appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Y'all have a great evening. Peace.